Hello guys, once again I am back, and this time we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Last time I showed you guys the deck builder, kind of walked you through making a deck, some basic strategy, and some of the basic traps and stuff, but I didn't really go in depth on any of these minions. Why are they good? Why are they bad? What are their stats? This video I'm going to be giving you in depth on most of the minions I think that are in the game. These are most of the minions I've seen. I'm missing like one rare, I think. I don't know. There's not like a list of them for me to check. I wish there was, but there's not. But I think I have most of them. So, and these are most what you're gonna see when I'm playing. So if you watch this, then you watch me play. You can be like, oh, that's why he's saying about that. That's why he's saying about this, and it'll be helpful. So this is a common card, Light Orcs. The stats are bad. This is a pretty bad card, the Playground Bullies. They have low damage, low everything. This card, on the other hand, is even worse than that. They have the same damage, 18 hit points to the other Orcs' 85. They have fast, they're fast. That's it. I mean, I don't really know why you would play them. I mean, they can kind of maybe sometimes one of them will slip through, but then there's a gate there blocking them off, and they can't take it out. This, the Three Stooges, I think is a superior card to the Playground Bullies. There's 3 instead of 5, but they are much, much stronger. They have 20 DPS over 12, and 175 health over 85. Now, I think they're same speed. And actually, this group of them, they're each worth 40 gold, they're worth 120. This group is worth 25, so 25 times 5 is worth 100. So, 125, wow. I am no good at math. These guys have actually a little bit less total bounty. They're worth the 40, 80, 120. Which makes them, of course, worth less to your opponent. Even though it's only 5 gold, it's like little things like that. These crossbow orcs, I don't know what to think about them. I think they could be good, potentially, but maybe not like this. Maybe if you had 2 people spawn them and you had 4 of them, but they kind of just will tend to die. I mean, they're not going to end up doing enough damage normally as to justify being a level 1 minion. Their DPS is 35, which is really high. But, I mean, something like this, where you have at least numbers on your side, I think is better. So, we have your Hunter, and they're fast and agile, and like I said, these ones will chase down heroes. Legitimately chase them down. So, these guys are really good for your offensive strategy where you're trying to kill the heroes, get those points, get the advantage. They have 30 DPS, which is, of course, a lot. 215 health. For a level 1 minion, this is absolutely amazing. Now, the one rare that I said I was missing was actually a level 1 rare. And it's one card that I know I'm missing. Oh, actually, there's 2 I know I'm missing. I'm sorry, I forgot about some mage escort. Anyway, it's like this, but it's for the good guys. And it's like a lion thing. I know it has different stats, and it comes with 4 satyrs instead. I think it's tankier, but less damage, but I'm unaware of this. So, Roughnecks, I think you start off with this, it's just 5 light soldiers, 80 health. These are the orcs of the human side. They are not as tanky, more damage. Simple as that. I like orcs more, personally, that's my alliance. Crossbowmen, same thing as the archers, more range. Less damage, I think. It's less damage than range. Or less health. 20, 85, yeah, way less damage, but they are longer range, and also less health. I think these are way better. The range isn't really that big of a deal, I don't think. These guys, I did use them for a while because, hear me out, okay, this is actually a way better card than you would think. It's 2 medium soldiers, way superior to the light soldiers. It's kind of like 2 of these guys, except, of course, again, more damage, less health. They actually have a lot of physical armor, 60, as opposed to these guys, no physical armor, though. So, I mean, they're weak to lightning, but it's okay. These guys really strong early on, and then you get 2 satyrs, which are kind of like bonuses. This card probably wouldn't be worth it without the satyrs, but I think it's just fine. I think it's just fine. That is an uncommon card. This is a rare. The rest of these are just commons. Going to level 2. Oh, excuse me. So, the Orc fertility is just 10 light orcs. I think it's mediocre, extremely. I mean, because they're getting a horde, you can literally just slaughter them by the time you're at stage 2, which it doesn't take long to get stage 2, but the enemy's traps are already much more sophisticated by the time you hit stage 2, and I just don't think it's worth it. Oh man, excuse me, I keep coughing. Then you have the Sextuple of Soldiers, and this is another starter card. It's 6 medium soldiers. I think this card is fine. I don't personally like it that much. I don't think it's that great, but it's worth noting. This card I'm actually very fond of. 4 heavy orcs, they're really cool. I like the way they look and stuff. They're really strong though, 500 hit points, and they're just weak to fire and frost. They're moderately fast, high DPS, 35, pretty good. Now, I'm going to go over these guys next. These guys are 2 ogres. Pretty strong, 100 physical resistance. They are like super tanky. Their DPS is 100. They stun enemies on hit. They're good. 775 health. They're good. Now going over to their counterparts, the bears. Da bears. A little bit more DPS. Don't stun on hit. I think they will knock back, just slightly. I think they have like the same health, 775. Yeah, same health. They're a little bit faster. Yeah, they have less physical armor, but they have 100% frost resistance, as to where these guys have nothing else besides physical resistance. Yeah. Sorry about that again. And then we're going to be going over to these guys. Again, I said this in my previous video, if you watch it. These guys will blow up traps, basically. They'll explode on the trap to disable it. And 5 light orcs. For a tier 3, I think this card, can be pretty good. It's, I don't know what to think of it. It's really weird. I think it can be good, but I think you might just be better off going with more ogres or bears. You start off with the ogre card. So, and this is all uncommon. I don't see the thing is, I also don't think it's these two. I don't think they're necessarily uncommon because they're better. I think they're uncommon because they're harder to use effectively. So, just take that into account. 8 wasn't enough. 9 medium soldiers. That's what that card is. 2 dwarfs, shamans, and 7 satyr runners. This card is interesting. The thing is, so basically the dwarfs are getting left behind to support other units, and the satyrs are running ahead to trigger traps. Is, I guess, the idea. I don't think it's good. I guess it could be good, but it's so, I don't know. I went over last time. I think this card is much better. You get the 2 dwarves, but then you get a giant and a bombardier instead of the 7 imps. Satyrs. So it's a good time to go over this. The giant is very powerful. Frost, lightning resistant, 750 HP, 100 DPS. This guy, very, very powerful. And then dwarf shamans will shield your allies from damage, heroes, and minions. Dwarf Grenader is like a hunter, where they'll hunt after heroes, and then they throw grenades. 50 damage, they're actually pretty tanky with 280 hit points. And actually, they are huge on armor and fire resistance. So they can be kind of hard to take out, but pretty good. And then this, I went over this in my last video too. It's a downright downgraded version of this for 0 leadership. And medium orcs, like, you might think, well, there must be some advantage to having medium orcs. No. Literally, they are downright worse. They are weaker to fire and frost. They are same range, same rift points, same speed, less health, less DPS. Downright downgrade. The only thing is they're worth less, but I mean, you shouldn't be worried about that. You really shouldn't. Moving on. And the Barrage Brigade, these guys, again, are just 10 of the crossbowmen we went over earlier. Don't think I need to explain this. I think this card could be really strong. I kind of like it. Little Brothers, don't like this card, because at tier 3 you can have 4 heavy orcs. And I mean, adding 2 and then like 3 little guys, I really don't think it's enough of an impact for the last tier. This one, haven't even tried it yet. Honestly, I don't know exactly what these guys do. Apparently, oh, small healing minion. So they heal. And these guys, they're pretty good. I mean, they're like the dwarf bombers. They're not quite as tanky, but they're actually really tanky. Good against arcane and physical, high DPS, high hit points. They're pretty good. I think they're pretty good. This one, 5 medium orcs, 6 medium orcs. They're good. We don't know about them. They're trolls though. 125 DPS, really good. 130 range, a little bit higher than I think ogres and such. 2 points, of course. They have no resistances. They also have no weaknesses. That's a good thing to know. 850 hit points, higher than any large minions, I think. And what they do though is they regenerate their health. So, yeah, pretty good. Actually, I think this guy might have more health. Yeah, he has way more health. He doesn't count though. This one's really good. Also, it's not common. You armor it, tank, infantry, artillery. So you have your hunters, you have your light orcs, and then you have your armored ogre. And this thing is a beast. It's weak to fire and lightning, which can be very unfortunate considering there are 2 heroes, which are one of which is very prominent in fire, one of which is very prominent in lightning. And then of course there's one that's in arcane, and I don't think there's a frost one yet. I could be wrong. And of course lots are physical. So, high DPS, high health, low speed, 3 rift points though. It's the only thing I know of that is 3 rift points, actually. And these guys actually don't even give rift points. I didn't know that. I guess the hunter units don't. Anyway, then of course the light orcs, this guy, huge bounty, really strong though. Can definitely make a good push. This guy, the mage, haven't tried him out yet. I was meaning to, but I actually didn't get to IV. I was going to try him on my last game, didn't get to IV. But it's okay. So powerful Unchained mage capable of firing arcane missiles that do great damage. DPS 60, highest DPS we've seen so far, I'm pretty sure. Actually, did this guy have higher? 230. But he's ranged, so I mean, 800 hit points, which is a lot. 80 speed, again 3 rift points, which is Cyclopses and Bears are both 2. Actually, well, before I go over this again, let me just check something. Yeah, the armor bear 3 is 3. Okay, so we're going back over this. He has resistances to everything except fire, and he's weak to physical. So, I mean, mage killer. If your enemy team has lots of mages, I would recommend putting him in, definitely. He'd be significantly harder to kill. And he has 6 range, which is of course the long row. 4 crossbow orcs and 4 medium orcs. I really like this card. I'm not sure how powerful the Cyclops Shaman is, but I think he's pretty powerful. And then full 10 crossbowmen, nothing to go over there. 8 is enough, so this one has 8. I don't know what heavy soldiers are. There's only mediums. So 6 medium soldiers and 2 giants. It's okay. That's all I have to say about the cards. This one's really good. You get the Armored Grizzly. 1,500 and 15,000. I can no number. 1580 health. And 125 DPS, which is a lot. Of course, 1 speed, which is actually quite a lot. Most of the big ones have 80, as you've seen. 3 rift points. This guy's really strong. 80 physical, 70 frost, 20 weakness lightning. It's okay. This guy 100 frost, 85, which is just a grizzly bear. and then a Dwarf Grenadier. I mean, you can't go wrong with this card. It's really good. And then the last but not least, Tougher Than We Look, which is just a downright downgrade from Little Brothers. And it's 4 medium orcs and 3 heavy orcs. It's really bad, but it costs 0. So, I mean, the choice is yours. That was terrible. Oh my god. Anyway, guys, that was all I have for you this video. I just wanted to get that out of the way, because I know a lot of people don't know any of the cards, and they're just like watching it like, oh, what's going on? So I went through a little bit more in depth on the cards. I really hope you guys found this informative. Hope you guys liked it. I'm going to be bringing you much more Orcs Must Die content, and maybe even Heroes of the Storm. I might be doing some of that, because I'm a MOBA guy. Might even do League of Legends, which would also be really cool. I play that too much. Anyway, yeah, until next time, stay intoxicated. That's going to be my new catchphrase. Stay intoxicated. Good message for the kids. Anyway, see you later, guys.